had what they call STE, which is significant transformative experience. Um, and that was the first part. There was a three-part experience. I put it all together as one because I think they fit, okay?
Brilliant.
The very first one was I was doing the dishes. The house was quiet. I had 3 kids, and I was a single parent, but the children were either down having a nap or off to school. So anyway, and so I'm doing the lunch dishes, and there's a window above my sink, and I'm looking out the window, and I see a tree, and the tree is a apple tree, and so all of a sudden, out of the blue, I became the apple tree, and the apple tree became me. There was no separation. I was it. But it was the life form that was it. I wasn't a tree. I was the life form within the tree. I was the life form within every single thing I could think of, um, whether it was grass or plants or birds or land animals or swimming animals. Didn't matter. Every life form and non-life form, I was it. I became it. And so that lasted maybe 30 seconds, and that was it. I was gone. And it was sort of cool. "Oh, wow, that's cool." I'd never heard. I was in the middle of my explorations and trying. It was 1973, I think, or 72, one of the in there. Anyway, so I was still searching and studying and learning, so this was really cool for me. Um, then the next experience happened a few days later, again in the afternoon, and the place is quiet. And now I'm wiping fingerprints off the hall wall and or marks or whatever. And all of a sudden, I wasn't seeing the wall. I was seeing an atom with the nuclei and the electrons going around. And then that expanded to our solar system with the sun and the planets going around. And that expanded to galaxies and the center and the going around. It was just from the micro to the macro universe that this whole well, while I was seeing all of these things, I was getting information that was telling me this didn't just happen. There was order and planning behind all of this, and that there's an intelligence behind it all. And then I got a message that was very loud, very clear. I could not deny it, but I didn't like it at all. And the message said, "Your being is intricately connected with the operation of the universe." And that's verbatim. And I went, because that scared me. I mean, what are you talking about? I didn't know about oneness at that time, and so I didn't understand it at all. And I thought, what am I supposed to do? Is there some chore I'm supposed to do that? And so I backed off. I didn't go any further. Few days later, now again the same circumstances in the afternoon, and it's quiet, and I'm in the living room picking up toys and cleaning up and tidying, and all of a sudden there was a presence in the room with me. And I couldn't see anything. It was just my living room, but I felt this unbelievable amount of love. It was just mind-boggling. It was so beautiful. It was just like having it poured inside of me, you know? And and I felt like I was somehow connected. I didn't see an umbilical cord or a silver string or any of that. I just knew that somehow I was somehow connected with that love. And then I heard words, and these were very clear words. And the words said, "This is where you came from, and this is where you will return." And I knew that that was for everybody. not just for me. Everybody in the universe, all life forms.
Wow. It also seems like what you were describing earlier, that thank you so much for, yeah, that really paints the picture of the oneness, the interconnectedness of everything. And also the way you were describing love before was it's almost like the life force that animates all life into being is love. It's this primordial force,
Yes,
which
yes,
is sent from source. One of the interesting things I found you saying about source in particular was we're not here to, well, not here to, but you use the term we're here to give back to source. Can you
yeah,
describe what is
yeah,
what does that
yeah.
mean? What does that mean?
Okay, well, giving back to source, our being gives back to source in that it can it can experience its own being, and and because we are source experiencing a life in a physical, and so what we do with this life is giving back to the source. And so, yeah,
And all the information we carry. So, tracing back a little bit, people pass away. They see a light, or they go through a tunnel. A loved one guides them. They pop over to the other side. They're over there. They potentially have a life review most of the time. Um, After that, they're having it sounds like this oneness immersion sort of experience where everything's interconnected, and it sounds like it's quite beautiful, which I'm sure would have healed, the 8-year-old you quite a significant degree to sort of feel that way about death. Actually, there's, it's kind of like you use the word coming home,
yes,
which is really interesting.
yes,
And so as of that point, but it's a near death experience. So people choose to come back. So can you describe if people are so at home,
yeah.
why don't they just choose to leap over and stay there? Touch wood. Can
Well,
you describe that?
yeah, if they had a choice, they would choose to stay. They fight, they argue, they cry, they plead, they beg to stay because it's so beautiful on the other side, and they don't want to leave it. Some people understand, oh, I haven't finished what I came here to do, whatever that chore was, or their children might need them, or someone else, that a loved one will need them. So they come back for them. But most of the time they fight because they don't want to come back. And it's not because they don't love their loved ones, they do. I also wanted to talk a minute about the universal elements a tiny bit. Um, the
Please.
telepathy, um, travel by thought, um, and what is the other one? No time, and those kind of things. We are in the light. So, okay, I if I'm inside of myself, I can't go anywhere else, can I? I'm only inside me. So, yeah, I can travel here and here, but that's that's all me. And that's what I'm trying to say, that this source, this being, this creative force, we are within it. And so when we leave here and we go back to that, but we don't recognize it. We don't know it. We haven't evolved that far. And so we, the, we don't realize that communication, of course, it's instant and it's telepathy because we're talking to ourselves.
Hey there, Inspired Evolutionary. If you absolutely loved this, well, then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.